Weekly at this time. Spencer, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
We talk about the EDC. Jennifer in studio now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Guys,
Happy Monday.
Oh, happy Monday indeed.
With the slight drizzle outside.
Is it?
Yeah, on my windshield.
Jeez, where were you on that one, Spence? Come on. Get that forecast figured out.
They tell you
Yeah,
there's
that-
a slight drizzle?
that 2-minute drizzle that happened on my way into work.
We have got the longest day of the year, the start of summer, coming up on Friday, and that leads into many more folks visiting into our great county. We talked with the Sheriff's Department earlier this morning on boat safety and kind of ways that people are out there on their watercraft, and all those types of recreational activities help spur economic development, as well
They
as
definitely do.
some great partnerships that you have got with the city and the county, and kind of bridging those gaps together. And you had an opportunity recently where the legislators came in, and you guys talked with them about a recap, and talk a little bit about all that stuff.
Well, I think you touched on some really good points. There's a lot of things that are happening, and if the communication doesn't happen between all of the entities that are working to make Mason County a much more viable economy, then you're not really going to get very much done. Our beautiful area brings a lot of people into to see it, to visit our waters. My family came out and went to the Feller Wetlands and down to Tawano State Park. It was beautiful this weekend, and we're going to start to see that visitation really kind of ramp up. That helps us because it makes us a beautiful place for a business to relocate. This is the time where we're going to be organizing commerce visits down here to really take a look at the sites that we have available. It's the best time to really showcase what we have and to really look at development as 80% marketing.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to work with your local municipalities, your city, your county, your ports to really, we can get the regulations all in order, but that business needs to want to locate here. So it's fun work, it's interesting work, and it always changes.
You know, we talk about how employers now, when they look for employees, they'll go and do social media search checking and stuff like that. Do businesses do the same? Will they search for hashtag Shelton or hashtag Mason County to kind of get a sense of what people are doing? And I would assume mostly this is for recreating, but for just the way the place looks, so they get their own sense of it. Like they hear the good pitch from you, and they hear the good pitch from the legislators and things like that. But is that another way that we leverage social media to benefit us?
Absolutely. Not even just social media, our digital footprint in the world, our websites, all of those need to be a fairly cohesive message of this is really kind of a place to put down your roots, to really focus in and build your business. They look at our website before they even contact us to see if we have viable sites. Our demographics are important, growing our local numbers, our workforce, all of that information feeds into what they see first. And if they're interested in that digital output, then they'll talk sites. And the sites are what we need to have ready for them. So the collaboration with the city and the county, they had a joint meeting on Tuesday to talk about the development of the South Mason area. We only have one incorporated city, it is Shelton, and really looking at this area, you kind of have to imagine with growth management, the way it's set up, the city really is looking at this Shelton UGA as their eventual whole home, and the county will grow the UGA as we grow. So there'll still be a presence down here, but land that we're looking to market, if we don't have utilities to it, if it doesn't have water, sewer capacity, then it's not land that a larger business is really going to look at. So the county needs to partner with the city and vice versa in order to be able to grow those lands. Make them viable.
We talk about the spread of the social media. I know when we were meeting, the city was working on the new city manager, and Jeff eventually came on board here. When we talked with some of those guys, Caleb and I took a walk down there one morning as the interviews were happening, and half, if not more, came up to us and says, "Oh yeah, you're the guys from the radio station. I watched all your interviews to kind of get a sense of the community and what was going on before I either decided to apply or before I got here today." So all of us have a pretty big
you're contributing to our
responsibility
success. Yeah.
to put forth the positive messages of what's happening here, so folks go, "Oh yeah, for sure, I've heard about blankety blank, or I know that this is a blankety blankety blank."
Well, and with you specifically, the positivity really is key, but being able to encompass what the problem is and the work that's going forward to it. They're looking at any information that goes out there. Yes, excuse me. Yes, we've identified this problem, but are the municipalities, are the citizens coming together to resolve that, or are they just complaining about
Sure.
the
I
issue,
see what you're
or is there movement to make it better? You know, our road construction is a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're at the end now, so you can see the beautification that having a good road can really pull down to downtown. So our visitors they feel safer, it feels cleaner, it is a nicer place to travel. So
Well, we posted a missive on the old Facebook page this morning about folks if they had driven through the new roundabout.
yeah, I heard you talking about
And
it.
so we were reading some of these, and for the most part, they're all very positive, and it's up to big reach and engagements, 51 comments, and again, a lot of them are positive. It's kind of that unknown before they cut the ribbon or move the big rig so you can actually drive on it, and they go, "Oh, this is actually not too bad. It's a nice kind of addition to the area." And yeah, you're right. Come Friday, everything should be open fully, both directions. And
Well, and that development tends to spark development. If you have things that are happening, if buildings that are going up, road construction that's happening, any kind of positive or what feels like forward momentum is going to generate more momentum. People are going to look at the area, developers are going to look at the area and say, "What's going on? They just got X million dollars from the legislature to improve this infrastructure. Let's take a look at this area." You have people, man, our world is small nowadays with
yeah,
with the ability to research globally, nationally, what's happening in a very specific area to a very kind of microscopic detail.
before we get you out of here, another reminder: you guys, along with some great community supporters, are putting on the Fire Prevention and Community Awareness Town Hall, I guess is kind of what we're calling it. It's on the 25th, 5:30 to 7, and you're going to be able to, anywhere in the county, get to one of these relatively easy. Here in Shelton, it's going to be at the Civic Center. Representatives from Central Mason Fire and EMS will be there. Also, we'll talk with emergency management and the like. In Belfair, it's the North Mason School District Boardroom, and Central Mason, North Mason Regional Fire Authority is working on that one. Lake Cushman is going to be the home for this at Mason County Fire District 18 on Standstill Road. So Mike Sexton has more on that, the chief there. So we'll be streaming the Shelton one, and some other organizations streaming not only the Belfair but the Lake Cushman one. All basically the same sets of information, but what's cool about this is after they're all said and done, you can go back and watch all three of them and get some more
Well, there's
detailed.
open Q&As at each location, and I think that's kind of the really interesting part, is because everybody's questions in every different area are going
Are gonna
to
be
be
different.
completely different.
That's a
So
good point.
that's really where you're going to want to watch that streaming, is to be able to go in and say, "Oh, I didn't even think of that question. That is pretty important," and you'll have an answer right there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jennifer, good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I
We
appreciate
will
it.
check in with you next week here at 8.